Now come down here, I want to show you this Wi-Fi extender that I purchased. Look at this, 2,500, 4,700, 6,000, 7,500. I mean, really, 9,500.
Oh, really? 9,500. That's what we're saying. You want to get one of these meters, ladies and gentlemen. You have no idea what you're being exposed to. I'm ultra paranoid at the studios, and there's nothing wireless here. But that doesn't mean that you're danger free. You'd be surprised what you pick up with an EMF meter. And we strongly recommend getting a tri-field meter. Now, we were just going to get one for ourselves. We were shopping around. We were looking at, the gigahertz solution, the acoustic meter, things that you've seen before. And we were doing the comparison on, what's going on, right, with what's on the market. And we were just so impressed with the EMF 390 for its size, its functionality, its price, its accuracy. It blows away the competition. And we contacted the manufacturer. They're in Seattle, made in Seattle, ships worldwide. And we were like, dude, you guys are geniuses. We want to put this in everybody's hands, because once you see what you're getting dosed with, hello bitches. People have been requesting that we slip in the moo cow and the boom bitches. Yeah, well, look, moo cows, boom bitches, boom. When you see what you're getting exposed to, hello. How low can you go is the question, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get into all of the good stuff.
Here, I want to show you this Wi-Fi extender that I purchased.
We got to listen to Tony again.
Look at this, 2,500, 4,700, 6,000, 7,500. I mean, really, 9,500. What the fuck, guys?
EMF 390, only 109. It'll change your life, I guarantee it. You'll thank us as soon as you get it. And people are sending us pictures, messages, notes, recordings, what they're experiencing. It's wild. And, if we had the time to put it all together, we'd be here all day. But I wanted to show you some of the stuff that's out there with the EMF 390. Again, only 109 with our affiliate price. The description is in the comments or in the video description, depending where you're watching this. But the link to this product through our affiliate program is in the video description. It's in the comments. Check it out. Shop around. You'll be back. But just listen to what we're telling you here. There's, case after case, study after study of, cancer clusters around these death towers. The evidence is overwhelming. And, the lobbyists for, the telecoms can say it's safe all they want until, another 10 or 20 years that goes by. I think everybody should be a skeptic. Better to err on, the side of precaution. Better to be proactive than reactive. 109 is cheaper than the deductible, ladies and gentlemen. Sweep your schools and the like. Let's see what we've got here in this little presentation. Like, you see this arachnid looking thing, this picture next to the EMF 390 ad? That's what's in your schools. That's like, irradiating your children out there in ways you don't even want to imagine. And, this is causing all sorts of things. Major studies, one of the biggest studies called the Interphone study, was clear about one thing. No malignant gliomas or other cancers were observed in the controls, which weren't dosed with RF radiation. And all of the other groups had cancers. To me, that's overwhelming. That tells us, no exposure, no cancer. Exposure, you're screwed. So we've got some other things that we kind of wanted to talk about as well with this EMF 390. I think this is some other examples of what people are getting dosed with. And I kind of want to go back to Tony's example too, as far as what people are reading. And here's what the standards say. Clear, as can be. 1 milliwatt per meter squared is considered extreme. 1 volt per meter is considered extreme. Look at what people are getting dosed with right now. Long-term exposure to this type of radiation kills cows, causes mutations, autism, immune deficiency, leukemia, all the like. So it kind of gives you like AIDS, and so all of a sudden you're more susceptible to other infections. And look, it's all in the research. If you check out stfnreport.com right now, we republished the 5G invasion page with all the links to the studies. We shouldn't have to sell you on the idea of getting a meter. What we're trying to sell you on is the best meter for the dollar. And it's the EMF 390 by GQ Electronics, made in the USA. It just blows the competition away. But look at what this dude is getting exposed to. I mean, this guy's like right next to his computer, chilling in his room. I don't know what happened to the video guy. The video guy is not with us anymore. In any case, we've done quite a few reports on various pages. Due to the censorship, one page goes down, then we continue broadcasting another page. If you want to find out everything, go to our Patreon page. That has really the best list of everything that we've done. The links should be in the video description somewhere. Patreon.com/STF News. I want to get to more of the extermination program. They're coming after you in just about every way you can imagine. Consumer products, spraying you what's in the air. It's a miracle that we're still here. But the idea of the eugenics program is to take out as many people as they can and have it look like natural causes. And most of these things, whether it be like the vaccines or EMF or the like, it goes after your immune system, so that way it can look like a natural cause. And that's like another reason to be pushing back against the 5G. We're seeing protests everywhere. Australia, they got the bright idea of storming the telecom, the Verizon out there, with just like homemade signs and billboards. That's the way to go. Do that in every town. I'm serious. Do it in every town. You don't want these 5G death towers in your neighborhood, and you got to do it before they get there. When you understand how these antennas work, it is scary. You don't want to be exposed to this. We've done report after report. I'm not sure how much we're going to get into all of that right now. We tore down one of these 5G death towers. This is a 4G death tower. This is a CDMA base station. Don't ask me if this is Nokia or something else, but the technology is like from a different planet. They're hiding them everywhere. And what's cool about the EMF 390 is that you can go fox hunting for death towers, and you'd be surprised where you're going to find these death towers. You'd be surprised, what they're doing to the water and everything. Let me see what we got here lined up. What does the video guy have for us right now? Ladies and gentlemen, that's what I want to know. Okay, I guess I want to show you what electric fields really look like. This is magnetically charged oil, which takes on the properties super well. And you can see the actual fields being sprayed by an electrical current, and it's nothing to laugh at. What's being broadcast through the air is nothing to laugh at all. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get that's what I wanted to show you. That was the fingerprint. This is the fingerprint of the waves that you're getting blasted with, and this is going through your body, causing all sorts of polarization in the water and other fluids that's in your body. That's why one of the reasons why it attacks the immune system, the blood. It's why you see tons of cases of leukemia and the like associated with magnetic fields. There's a million reasons why you want to protect yourselves out there, and a meter is the best way to do it, for starters. I wanted to show you, these pictures are courtesy of Strawberry Tart. Everybody loves Strawberry Tart. Now, you might think that this is just a flagpole, in the background, but in fact it's a death tower and they put a flag on it. They're getting trickier, right? And you wouldn't know that the flagpole right next to you is actually a death tower. That's, you know, this is like symbolic of America. This is America now. You know, the flagpole with the American flag is actually a death tower. You know, and there's cameras and surveillance everywhere, and they're censoring you, and they're arresting the journalists, and, you know, and the like. It's so far out, man. You'd think it was like a James Bond movie or something. And I think it's going to become a little more like that with this Epstein arrest. You know, we're going to see how that unfolds. We're going to try and keep this broadcast as timeless as possible without current events. But there's a date on the picture, so good luck with that. In any case, you'd be surprised what you're getting dosed with around town and the like. Cruising around with the EMF 390 is super easy. You can fit it in the GPS cradle. You don't have to get, like, you know, the huge antenna like you know, the gigahertz solution, which is probably like, you know, the Mercedes of EMF meters. Made in Germany, the whole works. The antenna and everything can run you up to $1,000, and the EMF 390 is right on par. No two meters are exactly alike based on how, you know, the waves are actually interacting with the sensors. As you can see, the tri-field, the other tri-field meter on the left, the $200 meter, was about only half as accurate as the gigahertz solution. So it's, you know, and then here we're showing the measurements for, you know, this is in microwatts up to the thousands. And of course, 1,000 microwatts is a milliwatt. So look, there's a little research to be done as far as EMF fields, exposure, and the like. It's interesting, to say the least. You want to know what you're getting exposed to, because this is actually, you know, raping you at the speed of light, and it's completely synthetic radiation. This radiation...
Come down here, I want to show you this Wi-Fi extender I purchased. Look at this. 2,500, 4,700, 6,000, 7,500. I mean, really, 9,500. What the fuck, guys?
So, indeed. And it's interesting that 911 would show up here. 911 emergency. Once again. Look, this radiation at this level is completely synthetic. These microwaves and, you know, radio waves and the like, they don't naturally occur on Earth at all. We're not meant to be dosed like this. And, you know, as far as electric fields and magnetic fields are concerned, I mean, they're classic, you know, household dangers, to say the least. And anything above 1 volt per meter, again, is considered extreme. Where Tony is right now, for the most part, is not good. Now, when he faces the sensor away from the source, he was getting as low as 0.01. But when he was drifting around, he was getting, I think, around 7, 8 milliwatts, still super high in that room. And then, like, right next to it, where the feet are, you know, and the blood circulates through the feet. This is one of the things that's really interesting about the new modern death traps, is they try to create a point of contact or close contact to basically, you know, affect the blood at one constant location to ensure that the entire blood supply is affected. But look, you know, these readings are way off the charts. Compared to the natural world, when lightning strikes around you, maybe you'll get like 7, 8 milligauss. You know, these levels here are astronomical. And long-term exposure to this will undoubtedly cause something. And that's the point of the meter, is, you know, recognizing the dangers. Then it's up to you to mitigate what's going on. I know we've got some other videos as well, but I wanted to put that out there. You know, if you're in an environment like this, you definitely need to do something. You know, looking at it and going, wow, is one thing, which everybody will do. You know, and then it's like, okay, now what do I do? Tinfoil works really well as a quick solution until you can figure out other shielding options, grounding, or moving the device or removing the device is probably most recommended in some of these cases. Here we're showing the vertical mode. There's the all-in-one vertical mode, browser mode. This thing has different modes, so it's not just one static screen. There's a lot of things to dive into with the EMF 390, and plenty of reasons to do it, to know that product well and what it's measuring. I know we've got some other videos that I wanted to show you, but it's like when you're looking for it, where is it? So these 5G death hours are going up everywhere, but what you're being exposed to already is off the charts. Where did our other videos go? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm searching for content, and I'm trying to buy time until I get there, and I don't know if we're gonna get there. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see what we can discover here. It's really weird. It's like there's something wrong with the matrix, and we're trying to figure out what it is, and maybe we'll get there, maybe we won't. Here's, I guess, a quick little informational. Maybe we'll play some audio here for you. Here, listen to this, if we can. No, it's not working.
Electromagnetic radiation is a mass experiment on the population of the world.
The authorities insist that we are protected.
No long-term accumulative effect has ever been found.
We have no concerns about the safety.
But a growing body of research links electromagnetic radiation to a host of serious health problems.
It's a cause for extreme alarm.
This could be the next tobacco or asbestos crisis.
Are we putting our children at risk?
Might children be more vulnerable to the effects of some?
In fact, insurance companies don't want to insure electromagnetic exposure anymore. They're classifying it like asbestos or lead already. Do your research. So look, I mean, there's every reason to think that you're being conned when it comes to safety in terms of these devices. We did a report recently, going to a Best Buy type of store, measuring, phones and computers and the like, and off the charts, electric fields off the charts, like putting your head next to a high-powered transmission line. What people are being exposed to, it's certainly not safe. And it's buyer beware out there. If you're gonna be a tard, then you're gonna be a tard, and you're gonna be exposed. But if you're not gonna be a tard, then don't be a tard. And understand the basics, and also understand what's going on in your environment. I think the other handy aspect of a meter is that you can show people what's going on, and not just be like, blowing smoke up people's what. Now, the EMF 390 has gone worldwide. It's we got people in Australia, Europe, everywhere in America. We're getting a lot of feedback. It's super interesting. And look, it's not about selling a product. We could be selling, t-shirts, vitamins, whatever. This is about like getting an instrument to stop 5G out there, because once you see what you're being exposed to, and you see the sheeple just put the phone up to their head, you're like, holy I shouldn't even say that, but it's like, wow. It's like, wow, ladies and gentlemen. Really, what people are being exposed to, it's like, wow. That's all we can say. And look, this is obviously the beast system at work, trying to destroy creation. And they're euthanizing everybody, slow kill style, in a way that people won't even understand. You know what I mean? Like, if gunshots started ringing out, people would call the police, they would call the news, they would go on social media, they would warn people. But since you don't hear any gunshots, you don't even know you're being attacked. That's why they call it silent weapons for silent wars. And it truly is, an epic struggle of good versus evil out there. Whether you're a believer or not, that's up to you. But the people that have put in place, this kill grid, are hardcore occult, cult of death, Jonestown style. They want everybody drinking the Kool-Aid. They want to watch the world burn, and this is their way to do it. I guarantee you that, what we're seeing out there is part of the eugenics program, the Georgia Guidestones. It's by design. It's not by accident. They could be making these things so much safer. We're seeing a significant difference to what people are being exposed to in Europe compared to America. And the slow kill is obviously.
Come down here. I want to show you this Wi-Fi extender I purchased. Look at this.
Tony.
2,500, 4,700.
The video guy.
6,000, 7,500. I mean, really, 9,500. What the fuck, guys?
Yeah, and that's it. You can start mapping out approximately, the contours or the topography of the electric field with this meter. And there's a law in physics that says that basically, the fields drop in strength for every meter squared, and it drops basically in half. And so you can see, how big of an electric field your device is making, and they're not all the same. And that's the thing is, you want to get this before you go buy the next gadget, computer, whatever it may be, to test what you're actually being exposed to. Because what we found, bring it into a Best Buy, is that some computers were super hot, huge electric fields. They're just spraying you with electromagnetic radiation, and others were a little kinder, to say the least. And so you really want to get this, for yourself, for your family. You want to sweep your schools, your business, your home, all of that. You'd be surprised wherever there's an electrical current, alternators included, you're getting hit. And it's really the cumulative effect that counts. And they say that you want to average no more than 1 milliwatt per meter squared. So, you basically gotta, do the math like you were in Fukushima. If you're getting dosed, 7,000 milliwatts, you average that out per minute, it gives you an idea. High exposures will happen. You'll get radar bursts. You'll walk into death traps, but the idea is to limit your exposure like you were in Fukushima, like you were in Chernobyl, literally. And the studies are rather clear. I mean, very clear, that exposure guarantees problems. And the 109 is less than the deductible that you would otherwise have to pay for whatever these eugenics programs are causing out there. We can't stress it enough. You want to get a meter, not so that we can smile about selling a product that you don't need. We can look ourselves in the mirror knowing that we delivered the best for your safety, as well as to get people motivated to stop the 5G. And for those that have a meter out there and they're looking at shielding, right now we're experimenting with Mylar, with sun deflectors, for cars and the like. And aluminum foil works really well on the cheap. I'm sure inexpensive Faraday cages with thin copper wire are a possibility for a wall to make a kind of like a shield. It just kind of really depends where you are and what your what your building is like. If it's just wood and sheetrock, or if it's like brick and mortar and the like. But there's other things to be concerned about when it comes to this radiation, and that's resonance. And these electromagnetic waves that are just racing through the air will congregate at metallic sources and turn that into an antenna and resonate even more, creating high intensity lobes. the physics of it is rather interesting. We've tried, playing some of the simulations, and people didn't seem, all that concerned. So, look, whatever. We're just kind of doing our part, because I'll be honest with you, if we slow down the deployment of 5G, we slow down the Skynet, we slow down, the end game. And so there's a whole lot of reasons to be focusing on 5G this year versus anything else. If you want to pick up a cause this year, stop 5G, because Skynet is going to depend on it. Super AI is going to depend on it. The Matrix is going to depend on it, and the like. The control grid needs the 5G. It's your geofence, and so not to mention the eugenics program. So for them, it's huge. You stop 5G, they'll be pissing themselves, and you won't even understand why. So this is what we're going to focus on this year. If we do damage nowhere else,
come down here. I want to show you this Wi-Fi extender I purchased.
Tony, man.
2,500.
We love you, Tony. This is awesome.
700. 6,000. 7,500. I mean, really? 9,500. What the fuck, guys?
So, that's all we can say, ladies and gentlemen, is get a meter. You'll be glad you did. It'll change, what's going on, where you linger, where you loiter, how close you have your router to your bed, or lamps and lights and all of that stuff. You'd be surprised what's putting out quite literally a deadly magnetic field out there, ladies and gentlemen. Till the next time. And we wanted to mention, all of the info will be in the video description or in the comments. Check out our website, stfnreport.com. Till the next time, if you're listening to this, you are the resistance.